डिम्बो स्टैटिस्टिक्स में आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत है। आज हमारे साथ आईएसएस 2020 ऑल इंडिया रैंकिंग 30 विश्वनाथ कुमार भैया है। भैया आपको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं आईएसएस क्लियर करने के लिए और आपको हार्दिक
Thank
स्वागत
you.
डिम्बो स्टैटिस्टिक्स में।
Thank you.
भैया आप अपने बारे में हमें थोड़ा सा बताइए।
Sure. So, as you know, my full name is Biswanath Kumar, and currently I am working as a data scientist with Microsoft. And I have a total 6 years of work experience in corporate, mostly in data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. In terms of educational background, so I did my schooling from my hometown, that is in Bihar. And then after that, I did graduation in statistics from Kirorimal College, Delhi University. And then I moved to IIT Bombay, and from there I completed master in statistics. Yeah, so this is my education background, schooling, and my current profile. And I have secured AIR 30 in the UPSC ISS 2020 examination.
दैट्स
Yes.
ग्रेट। आप
Thank
आईएसएस
you.
की प्रिपरेशन कितने सालों से कर रहे हैं?
Right. Although I am preparing for since last 4 years, but this was my third attempt on.
तो आईएसएस के एग्जाम में सबसे डिफिकल्ट पेपर आपके लिए कौन सा था?
See, for me, I would say it was paper third, and why it is, because I mean, in paper third, the syllabus is too much. The thing is, and when you try to cover all the topics from the syllabus, it takes a lot of time, and as well as the paper also, which they ask, it's not a straightforward. Nowadays paper are mostly the numerical in nature, so that is why I got it. The third paper is a little bit difficult as compared to the other paper.
पेपर वन और पेपर टू एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस
Yeah.
है, तो उसके लिए आपका प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रेटेजी क्या था? आपने कौन से बुक प्रेफर किए, उसका नाम थोड़ा सा बताइए।
Right. So as you mentioned that paper one and paper two, it's a objective type of paper. So of course, these two papers are a scoring in nature. Mostly, people can get easily 120 plus marks in these two papers. So I'll talk about one by one. Let's say, first I'll talk about the paper one, that is statistics paper one. So the whole paper can be divided into 4 sections. The first is probability and statistical method. So for probability and statistical method, I referred like two books. One is the Fundamental of Mathematical Statistics, which is written by S.C. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor. And the second one is Introduction to Probability and Statistics by V.K. Rothy. So these two books I referred for the fundamental probability as well as the statistical method part. The second portion is numerical analysis. So for numerical analysis, I refer just a single book, that is Numerical Analysis by H.C. Saxena. That is sufficient. And the third portion, it's a computer, and the computer is very much a scoring in paper one. So for computer, I followed one of the book, that is Fundamental of Computer, which is written by Rima Thareja. So this three section, and apart from this, like I basically solved all the previous year questions paper, because you will see in the examination approximately close to 20% questions are being asked from the previous papers. So this was my strategy for the statistics paper one. Now if I talk about statistics paper two, so again the whole paper can be divided into three sections. The first is statistical inference. So for statistical inference, I referred two books. One is Fundamental of again Mathematical Statistics by S.C. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor, and the second book is Statistical Inference by Hogg and Craig. So the quality of the second book, that is Hogg and Craig book, is you will see many solved example there, and in fact in the paper also you will see close to 10 to 20% questions are directly asked from this book. Yeah, so that is for the statistical inference. Now talking about the the official statistics. So for official statistics, I refer three things. The first is, of course, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, that is MOSPI website. And the second thing is respective ministry website. Let's say I want to know a little bit more about the health sector in India. So I used to go to the Ministry of Health website, and then I try to read their monthly publications to understand what all different things which have been covered recently by the government in with respect to health. Similarly, I used to do for the go for the Ministry of Agriculture website. So the respective ministry website, I used to go, and then I try to read in details. The third thing, which is most important, probably people do not basically refer that thing. I arranged the ISS manual which is provided to ISS training. So I arranged one of from one of my senior, and from that manual it helped me a lot, because most of the syllabus are covered there. Now if I talk about the third portion, that is the the regression analysis. So for regression analysis, there is a famous book which I think most of the people follow, that is the Introduction to Regression Analysis by DC Montgomery. However, for the ANOVA, that is an analysis of variance topics, no, that topic is not covered in the DC Montgomery book. For that, basically, I refer the Fundamental of Applied Statistics by S.C. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor, as well as the Gun Gupta and Das Gupta. So this was my strategy for statistics paper 1 and then paper 2.
Thank you so much for this detailed explanation. I think it will help my subscriber a lot. आपने जो कहा कि जो पेपर 3 है वो आपके लिए सबसे डिफिकल्ट था, तो आपने पेपर 3 को कैसे हैंडल किया?
Right. So paper 3, as I said, right, it's a lengthy paper. So basically, I gave lots of time to paper 3, and why? Because the 2019 paper, it was too tough. Mostly, in fact, the toppers got close to 70 or 80 marks. So that was too tough. So that is why I gave a lots of time for the paper 3. And like from paper 3, I did not skip any topic, because in paper 3, you have a lots of options in the paper. So suppose, let's say your econometrics portion is not good, you may score well in the sampling portions or sampling section. Similarly, let's say if your sampling section is not good, then probably you may score well in econometrics as well as the applied statistics portion. So I did not skip any of the topics in paper 3, and I gave lots of time while preparing for paper 3.
आपने पेपर 3 का कोई टॉपिक जो बहुत डिफिकल्ट लगा और आपने वो स्किप कर दिया, ऐसा कुछ टॉपिक था क्या आपका?
Right. So there was one topic in paper 3, that is simultaneous equation. So basically, there is a book, that is Econometrics by Gujarati. So mostly students follow that book. However, in that Gujarati book, the simultaneous equation topic is not covered well. So for that, basically I referred one of the book, that is the Johnson. However, basically that simultaneous equation topic is little bit complex. So at last moment I left that topic.
पेपर 4 के लिए 7 सब्जेक्ट होते हैं, उसमें से आपके 2 ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट कौन से थे?
Right. So for paper 4, like I opted first is demography and vital statistics, and the second one is design of experiment.
वाइटल स्टडीज और डेमोग्राफी में जो रिसेंट ईयर में माइग्रेशन और सेंसस लेके बहुत सवाल आ रहे हैं, तो उस पोर्शन को आपने कैसे प्रिपेयर किया?
Right. So basically, if I talk about some 2 to 3 years back, I mean I never studied the migration, but the competition is high, and in fact there are I think 1 or 2 questions you can see, you can expect from the migration topic. So that is why last year I referred one of the book. So that book, which is written by M.L. Jhingan, You don't have to basically read, the whole book. It's just that you have to, as per the syllabus, you have to go through that book and you have to read the selected topic. That is the, I believe, one of the best book in the migration. And if you, cover, those topics which is mentioned in the syllabus, one can score very easily. So yeah, that was the migration and the census.
आपका जो दूसरा पेपर था वो डिजाइन था, तो डिजाइन को लेके आपका स्ट्रेटेजी क्या था?
Right. So for design of experiment, generally you will see mostly students take the demography and then either SQC, I mean statistical quality control, or the multivariate analysis. But very few students take, opt design of experiment. So like in my case, like for design of experiment, what I referred two of the book. One is the, of course, the very well-known book which everyone follows, that is Fundamental of Applied Statistics by S.C. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor. However, there are some important topics like confounding and factorial experiment, which you will not find in the FAS book. So for that, I referred the, design of experiment by Das and Giri. That is, you can say, one of the best book in the design of experiment space. And you will see like few of the questions are directly in the exam from this book. So yeah, these two books which I followed for the design of experiment.
जो रिटन एग्जाम होता है उसमें से स्टैट के 4 पेपर के अलावा भी 2 पेपर हमें और करना पड़ता है, जनरल इंग्लिश
Right.
और जनरल स्टडीज। तो वो 2 पेपर आपने कैसे प्रिपेयर किया?
Right. So for general English and general study, I know for a statistics student, the basically most of the times which we devote on statistics paper because the syllabus is too much. However, we have to give equally importance to general English and general studies as well, because there is a, last year it was 15%, qualifying marks. However, in this year, the UPSC has reduced to 10%. Even I have, basically I know many, few of the aspirants who did not get, basically who did not qualify the general studies paper. However, his or her score was basically more than qualifying marks. So my point is basically we have to give equal importance to general English and general study as well. But at the same time, for the general study, basically there are lots of things, but we don't have to do the research in general studies. We have to target that somewhere around 25 to 30 marks. Okay. So for general studies, basically again, the general study, you can divide the whole general studies paper into 4 sections. The first is history. Second one is again the geography. The third one is current affair, and the fourth one is polity section. So for history and then polity, I referred one of the book which is provided by Made Easy to their engineering service students. So I arranged that book. And why I followed that book? Because in that book you will see the topics which are mentioned there, which is crisp and clear, and it's a short type of notes. You don't need to make your own notes. And for the geography, I followed basically the NCERT 9 to 12 geography, and I watched a YouTube video which is available on Magnet Brain YouTube channel. And for the current affair, since I was working, right, so I did not have enough time to basically read the Hindu newspaper every day in detail. So what I did, I used to watch the Hindu daily news analysis, which is provided by Baiju or Unacademy. Okay, so yeah, along with this, there is a Vision IS monthly magazine as well as a PT 365. So which I followed for the current affair. So this is my strategy for the general studies. And if I talk about the general English, so again for general English, one can get easily close to 20-25 marks. That's not a problem. So again, the general English, there are 4 sections. For one is like first one is the essays, second one is the thesis writing, the third one is paragraph writing, and the fourth one is the grammar portion. So for essay writing, what I did, I referred the UPSC Civil Services topper answer set copy, which is available on Vision IS website. Along with this, there is a UPSC essay for mains Telegram channel, which I followed, because there you will see every day close to 10 to 15 essay from different topics. And for precise writing, there is a YouTube video which is recorded by Neetu Singh Man. She is a founder of KD Campus. That is, I would say, very much crisp and clear. If you watch that video, I think that is 1 hour video. You don't need to watch it again. That is very much short, crisp, and clear. And for the paragraph writing as well as the grammar portion, I did not follow any specific book. I mean, I just basically did the Google search, and then I devoted some 1 hour, 2 hours, in a week, and then I prepared from there. So I did not follow anything specific for the grammar as well as the paragraph. So this is my strategy for the general study and the general English. My point is we have to give equal importance to these two papers.
अभी हमारा जो रिटन एग्जाम होता है वो 1000 मार्क्स का होता है, तो आपने
Right.
कोई टारगेट किया था कि मुझे इतने मार्क्स सिक्योर करना है कि तो मेरा कंफर्म इंटरव्यू कॉल आएगा? कोई ऐसा कुछ प्लानिंग किया था आपने?
Yes, since it was my third attempt, right? So I know the cutoff. I mean, generally goes around 570 for general, and for the category, I mean, there are some 20 to 30 marks, like close to 540. So I thought if I get close to 450 marks in written, then I can easily qualify. Okay, so that was my the target. If I close to 450 in the written, because I know in interview I can get easily 100 plus marks. Okay, so yeah, so that was my target, 450. And how I divided the 450, so basically I try to get close to 120 marks in paper 1 and 2. I mean, I expected. And then again paper 3, this is very much lengthy, so I did not expect much. I expected close to 100, and similarly 120 in the paper 4. And for general English and general study, it's very rare that you will get very good marks. People generally get 20, 25 or 30 marks. So this is, this was my strategy. Like I try to find, I try to write, the paper in such a way that I can get close to 450 marks in the written.
आईएसएस का जो रिटन क्लियर करने के बाद आपको इंटरव्यू को लेके आपका प्रिपरेशन कैसा था? आपने क्या प्रिपरेशन किया उसका भी हमको बताइए.
Right. So for, ISS interview, I would say it's not an interview, it's a personality test. So first of all, I would say I don't think so there is a special preparation needed for the UPSC interview for any examination, because it's a personality test. They generally test your presence of mind as well as how you behave in the situation or in the uncomfortable situation. Okay, so for me, since I was working in corporate sector, so I knew that most of the questions will be from my work profile, what I am doing currently, as well as whatever I have written in the DAF, that is detailed application form. The few questions will be there. So first of all, I have written only those things in detailed application form in which I was comfortable. If I was not comfortable on anything, I had not mentioned in the DAF, because you will expect close to 20 to 30% questions from your DAF.
आप एक सवाल आया था कि एक मतलब जो इंटरेक्शन या जो मतलब पर्सनैलिटी टेस्ट होता है उसमें किस तरह के सवाल पूछाते हैं, तो अगर आप हमें कुछ सवाल बता सकते हैं कि जो सवाल आपसे पूछा गया और आपने कैसे उसको हैंडल किया.
Right. So in my case, basically I have close to 3 years of experience in banking industry. So most of the questions were mostly from the banking sector, like I mean, you can say banking as well as you can say current affair. For example, the few questions were what is repo rate and reverse repo rate? You know, how the repo rate and reverse repo rate helps to manage the inflation as well as the GDP growth in the country. However, there were few questions from statistics as well, like few of the questions from the testing of hypothesis, like what is difference between hypothesis and the null hypothesis, as well as few of the questions were from the operation research. What is basically optimal solution and then feasible solution, and like one of interview, the member asked me some puzzle question which I never expected. So basically they were trying to I mean they were trying to get the my basically idea about my presence of mind, how I handle the puzzles or some type of case studies problem. So however, I mean fortunately I handled well, uh, because I prepared for some of the puzzles and in case study. However, they do not expect you to answer those puzzle or the case study. They basically try to see you how do you approach up any problem, because let's say once after training, once you become ISS, then in those situations, in a new kind of scenario or new kind of situation, how you behave, how you handle those situations. Yeah, so that was the interview. So basically you have to be very confident in the interview, that's it.
अभी कुछ सवाल आए थे जो हमारे सब्सक्राइबर ने आपके लिए पूछा है। तो
Mhm.
सबसे पहला सवाल पूछा कि मान लीजिए आपकी वीडियो देख के किसी को इंस्पिरेशन हुआ कि वो आईएएस के लिए प्रिपरेशन शुरू करेगा, तो वो
Mhm.
स्टार्टिंग जो बिगिनर है वो स्टार्टिंग कहाँ से करे और उसके अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस का कैसे लाए कि वो आईएएस क्रैक कर सकता है?
Right. So first of all, not only ISS, for any examination, if you want to start a preparation, then first and foremost thing is look at the syllabus, thoroughly syllabus. So however, for the ISS, the eligibility or the criteria is the graduation only. But you will see the syllabus is designed in such a way that there are some 30 to 40% topic are from the master. Okay, so you have to, if you have to prepare those topics at master level as well. So the first thing is look at syllabus thoroughly, go line by line the syllabus. Once you are basically gone through the syllabus, you are comfortable with the syllabus. Then the second thing is look at the past 5 years of previous year question paper, and then basically after looking the previous year question paper, you will have a fair idea like what is the level of the ISS examination, what kind of questions they ask, how should I prepare, whether my the preparation or the basically the courses which I have studied maybe in graduation or master, is it sufficient or do I need to study something else. So yeah, so these two things are important. The first is syllabus thoroughly, go through the syllabus thoroughly line by line, and then the second thing is past year paper, and then you will have a fair idea, and then you can start preparing for the ISS examination. And in this basically through video, I have already told you for which paper where do you have to study.
एक सवाल है कि हमें क्या पढ़ना चाहिए और क्या हम स्किप कर सकते हैं?
Right, right. See, I mean, this is, I would say, a very interesting question because syllabus is too much, right? And if we if we try to cover all this, all syllabus, probably it will take too much time. So here, along with hard work, there is a need of a smart work as well. So the first is, I mean, as I mentioned earlier also, for the general English and general studies, you don't have to, basically devote much time here. You have to target only 25 to 30 marks because the general study is a C. There is no end of general studies, but you don't have to do the research. That is the one thing. Now for paper one and paper two, you know, do not basically, spend time, uh, on theory. Try to basically solve as many as problem in for paper one and paper two. Now for paper four, it's already, I mean, there are only two courses. So I would not say that you should skip anything in paper four. But of course, in paper three, from these three sections, right? Sampling, applied statistics, and then econometrics. So from sampling, I would not suggest to leave any topic because that is scoring, because mostly questions you will see numerical in nature, and the thing is in numerical, if you solve it properly, then you can get you can get full marks. However, in theoretical questions, you cannot get full marks. So sampling, I would not basically suggest you to skip anything, as well as the applied statistics. So in applied statistics, basically it's an index number, time series, and then demand analysis. So from demand analysis, what I have noticed that the trend is hardly you will get one question, hardly. In fact, I believe this year I don't think so there was any question from demand analysis. So do not spend much time on demand analysis. Okay, just spend the index number and then time series. Now from econometrics, the econometrics syllabus is too vast. So for econometrics, you can skip some of the topic from simultaneous equation, like fitting of simultaneous equation, if you're not comfortable, because that is too much lengthy. And even if you cover those topics and you write in the examination, you will not get full marks. Yeah, so you can skip few of the topics from econometrics.
आपने ये आपका थर्ड अटेम्प्ट है, आपने फेलियर
Right.
देखा है, तो आपने
Yes.
फेलियर को कैसे हैंडल किया?
Right. So I would say failure, it's not a failure, but it's a part of your success journey only. Basically, have confidence in yourself, and try to learn from the mistakes which basically you do in the previous attempt. Basically, I try to learn some of the mistakes which I did in the previous attempt, and basically try not to repeat those mistakes. So this is the way basically I handle those failures. Basically, it was not failure, it was basically I was improving myself after one attempt or after second attempt. Yeah, so it was just an improvement, I would say. And there are some of the mistakes which I made in the previous attempt, from which I learned, and then for the next attempt I took care of those mistakes.
आपके पास पहले से एक जॉब था, कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर का
Right.
जॉब के साथ आपने प्रिपरेशन दोनों को कैसे आपने हैंडल किया और मैनेज किया?
Right. This is, a very interesting question, and it's a crucial part of this interview, I would say, because if you're working in especially in corporate sector, you would not get much time. Right, in corporate, it's a hectic kind of job. So how I manage, basically I work for a US based MNC. So basically I used to follow the 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. shift time. So I try to study 2 to 3 hours every day on weekday, that is Monday to Friday. So I used to study 9 to 11 in the morning, and then at night 11 to 12. So 3 hours on weekday. However, on weekend I used to study 8 to 9 hours. That is on Friday, that is Saturday and Sunday. Now there is a tips here. Right, in a whole year you will get close to 10 public holiday, and sometimes if you are lucky, then public holiday falls on either Friday or Monday. So if public holiday falls either on Friday or Monday, I used to take one more day off suppose if a public holiday falls, fell on, let's say, Friday. So I used to take the off on Monday as well, so that I will have a 4 days continuous for the preparation. So yeah, and as well as I used to utilize the transportation time from home to office and office to home. So during the transportation time, I used to watch the daily, basically the Hindu news analysis. Yeah, so this is the way basically I manage the time. But the thing is, you have to sacrifice few things like public holiday, weekend, and because once you clear the exam, you will have lots of time to enjoy.
आप अपने जूनियर और जो फ्यूचर आईएएस एस्पिरेंट है उनके लिए आपका एडवाइस क्या होगा?
So I would say 2 to 3 things. The first is, have confidence in yourself, because if you are not confident enough, you cannot clear the exam. So you have to be first confident. The second thing is, try to solve the past year paper, because you would expect close to 30 to 40% questions are from the past years. Okay. And the third thing is, revise as much as possible. Basically, try to revise 3 to 4 times before examination. And in the last 2 months, do not study any topic. Do not study any new topic. Just block those 2 months for revision only. And during 3 days of exam, take proper rest and sleep, and basically be relaxed and calm during the examination. You will clear the examination, because to clear the examination, you don't have to basically do the PhD. You just have to do the smart work or a smart study.
आपसे बात करके हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा। उम्मीद करते हैं 2 साल बाद हम दोबारा आपका इंटरव्यू ले पाएंगे लाइव एज एन आईएएस ऑफिसर। थैंक यू सो मच।
Sure. So at last, basically, I would say one thing. First of all, there is a quote, right? There is a quote which I would like to basically say here. Basically, and the quote is basically in Hindi. So basically, मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है, पंख से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से ही तो उड़ान होती है. And at the end, I would like to thank you, the whole Dream Board Statistics channel, to provide such a great platform to share my experience as well as their strategy. You are doing great work and keep doing that. So thank you so much, and all the best to all the future aspirants. Thank you.
थैंक यू।